Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined today by Marco D'Angelo and Bryan Leonard. But before we get started here, Tuesday is always $2 Tuesday, and you get the hottest handicapper at WagerTalk's best bet for just $2. We're going to talk AFC North, and rightfully so. I got a guy to my right from Pittsburgh and a guy to my right from Cleveland. The two, technically the Browns are a favorite to win the division, plus 140. Steelers right behind them, plus 160. Bryan, I'll start with you. Just because you're from Cleveland, so I want to hear your opinion. What do you think of the Browns this year? It seems like there's a lot of hype surrounding this team. 9 wins.
I like the Browns. The problem is all the people they brought in are all skill position people. So when you bring in skill position people, the general public looks at that and they go, oh, they've got this guy here, they've got this guy here. Where in reality, football is won on the lines. And so I think if once the public gets involved in this, the line's going to go even higher on the Browns because of that situation. Right now, people aren't really talking football. But once the general public gets involved in it, they're going to see what Baltimore's lost. They're going to see what Pittsburgh has lost, talking about special players, the guys that put up the big stats, and they're going to buy into Cleveland even more. So I like this Cleveland team, but there's not, by the time the season comes around, there's not going to be any value on it.
Before I let Marco interject about the Browns here, your thoughts on Baker Mayfield in his sophomore year. We see this happen, not to every quarterback, but we see these guys their first year in the NFL. They come out, they put up big numbers, they put on a big show. Defensive coordinators get a few moments to take that summer and look and say, okay, how do we stop this guy? What do you think is going to happen to Baker this year?
Yeah, I still think Baker's going to be one of the top quarterbacks, and he does have all the answers in the offense. What concerns me out of this division is Baltimore. Now that they've got a one-dimensional quarterback, a quarterback there that doesn't throw the ball well. I know they drafted a couple wide receivers, but now teams have had the whole offseason to prepare for him, a guy who doesn't throw the ball very well.
So you think Lamar Jackson might get exposed?
Jackson could be exposed, and that's really going to hurt this Baltimore offense.
So no shot at Baltimore plus 275 to win the division?
I would not take Baltimore.
Okay, Marco, I'll let you comment on the Browns real quick before we get into the Steelers.
Well, yeah, I mean, the Browns are the second best team in the division.
Obviously, best team
second best team.
Don't worry, we're going to get to the wager here in a minute. I haven't set that up yet.
You look at, okay, they had that great second half last year, and they fired Hugh Jackson finally. They didn't go with the defensive coordinator, who was the interim head coach and was doing well. They went to make Baker Mayfield happy. Let's be honest about this hire. Freddie Kitchens was the offensive coordinator. He got the offense rolling whenever he inherited the job after they fired Todd Haley. And I said that was going to be a train wreck before the season started anyways, and it turned out to be. But as you said, Kelly, yes, everybody's got game film now on Baker, so it's not going to be as easy. Yes, they added Odell Beckham. They added Lamar Hunt for the running back, the troubled
Kareem
Hunt. Kareem, there we go. Thinking about Lamar Jackson.
They got Lamar Hunt in the backfield. I don't think I'm going to bet on it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was thinking about Lamar Jackson too in Baltimore. Yeah, until Cleveland shows that they can do it. You're asking a team to go from 2 years ago
0 wins.
0 wins, and you've got the jersey, the great jersey for that, to now winning the division and having to win 9 games. Yes, they're going to be improved. They're going to be there. But at the end of the day, I'm going with Pittsburgh, and it's not because I'm a homer. I'll give my reasons. Another thing with Cleveland I'm going to point out, and I went through all 4 of the team's schedules. The season for Cleveland is going to be decided between September 29th and November 3rd. They play 4 road games in a 5-game stretch. And they're not easy road games.
At the Niners, at the Patriots.
They got at Baltimore, at San Francisco to start. Then they have a home game with Seattle, which is not an easy game either. And then you're followed up by road games, as you said, at New England and at Denver, which Denver's supposed to be improved this year. With Flacco there.
Denver should probably not lost that game last year to Cleveland. That was one of those, coaching errors. We'll leave it at that.
So, I don't see them doing it. And as far as Pittsburgh goes, yes, I'm high on Pittsburgh. Yes, they lost Le'Veon Bell. They didn't have Le'Veon Bell last year. So it's not a loss. It's actually a plus because you don't have the bullshit of him all year.
Also, I was going to say plus AB now. Now we're starting to see, speaking of bullshit, what has really been going on in that locker room, which I've kind of said, hey, I want to bet against those teams with locker room drama. I took the under last year with the Steelers. I mean, the number was sky high to begin with, but it was easy. Not knowing what really was going to come to fruition, I had to not sweat that one at all.
No, and now we don't have to deal with the drama every week. Is Bell coming in? Is Bell not coming in? And he just played with the Steelers last year and with everybody, and it was a distraction. And Antonio Brown, when he doesn't get his way, he's a big baby. I'm sorry. He kicks over Gatorade, cans on the sideline. He throws tantrums.
Speaking of big babies, they just got one in Cleveland. So we're going to see what ends up happening with that.
So, for me, the Steelers, of all 4 teams, the Steelers are the best set for continuity. Okay, even losing Bell and Antonio Brown, all the pieces are still in place. And everybody that's there has a chip on their shoulder to prove something because of the AB, Antonio Brown running his mouth after the trade and everything that he said, and they proved last year that they could get as many rushing yards without Bell. James Conner came through until the injury late in the season. I like this team. You already seen a good attitude in Pittsburgh in the OTAs. Everybody showed up. If there's anybody on this team that has something to prove, it's Ben Roethlisberger this year, and all the coaching staff's in place. Everybody else in the division, well, not everybody, but Cincinnati and Cleveland, you're dealing with new coaches. It's going to be, just because an offensive coordinator did well, that doesn't always translate to be a head coach.
Before I get to Bryan, our buddies over at the Westgate put out games of the year. The Steelers are a 3-point dog at Cleveland. We saw what happened last year when they were an underdog at Cleveland.
Yeah.
I've been a Browns. Well, I'm from Cleveland. I haven't really been a Browns fan. I've been more of the other teams, but I've seen it enough. Pittsburgh dominates Cleveland, and now Pittsburgh is thinking, hey, this is the team we beat every year. We kick their ass every year, and now they're saying that they're better than us. So Cleveland goes into the season high and mighty, fat and sassy,
as
my
Marco
buddy likes to say. I agree with that, but I think if you do like Cleveland, you bet them now. What I would tend to look at, since you talked about the Cleveland end of the season with the really tough stretch, if you're looking to bet Cleveland, either get them now or when the season starts, just wait and
so they lose a couple games.
Yeah, and fade them. Bet them early and then bet Pittsburgh late when Cleveland's got that tough schedule.
Mark, I'll let you have the last word. I know you have a play on this conference.
Yeah, I'm taking Pittsburgh plus $1.60. To me, that is too much value here with the team that is in the best shape.
No, I normally don't bet futures like this. Last year, I'm assuming they were more like 160 to win the division, minus 160 to win the division. So you're actually getting plus money here with this team.
Yeah, with the teams there. And Baltimore's not going to be a factor with Lamar Jackson.
The Ravens were a better team last year than they'll be this year.
Yeah, unless Lamar Jackson somehow takes the next step and they open the offense up and he surprises us. But he never did it last year. I mean, they played those games not to lose instead of playing to win.
So wait, we forgot about one team in the division. Are we just completely writing off the Bengals here, Bryan?
Well,
I mean, they're plus 2,000 to win the division. I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but if Andy Dalton can stay healthy, can Tyler Eifert stay healthy, can AJ Green stay healthy?
How many games have those three played together since they've been there? That's the problem.
I'm just giving hypotheticals here. I understand that is the issue, but are we just writing off the Bengals?
They made a coaching change. That's got to be a good thing, right? And they drafted offensive linemen, and that's really what they need. The Bengals could surprise. They're projected to win 6 games. They could possibly finish 3rd place in front of Baltimore, but they just don't have the talent at this point to go up against the top 2.
Yep.
All right.
2-horse race, and if I'm going to take the horse, use a horse racing phrase, take the horse with class. That's the Steelers.
You take the horse you rode in on.
I didn't right? Wait, we need a bet here. Cleveland, are we betting season wins because they're both 9, or are we betting both games?
We got to bet the division. I mean, that's the telltale.
But I don't know if Bryan's taking them for the division. That's my question. I need some action here.
From a mathematical standpoint, right now, the Browns are 20 cents better than the Steelers. If we were going to go a no-juice bet, of course, I'd take the Browns.
I'm there.
All right, we'll do it.
Okay, I like it, guys. Tuesday is always $2 Tuesday at WagerTalk, and you get the hottest handicappers' best bet for just $2. Did that one run?